Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wishwell Farms. My name's Jason, and I'm not sure if I've ever started a video off at the end of the day. So I am currently on my way up to the Amish produce auction to drop off 56 cases of tomatoes for tomorrow morning's auction. And I'm going to take you along with me and show you the whole process. Unfortunately, I can't be at the auction in person to see how well the tomatoes sell tomorrow morning, as I will be busy working on the farm and prepping for Saturday farmers markets. But I will definitely keep you posted on how well they do. And I'm going to bring you right back for packing our 4-box trucks and our mobile produce trailer as we prepare for Saturday morning farmers markets. Here we are at the auction. Looks like we got one lone horse and buggy here. I'm gonna pull around back and back up to one of these docks here and get everything offloaded. The auction floor is wide open tonight. Nothing here yet. We'll take a look inside here in a few minutes when I roll my tomatoes in there, but I wanted to show you their coolers. They don't have them running right now because they must not have anything in it, but they do get a load of peaches from Georgia once a week. At least that's where they're coming from right now. And they have generators to run these coolers right here. It's just 2 semis with a little roof built over the top and a little kind of a dock in front of it. Man, what a beautiful evening. It has been nasty today. High winds all day, and it's finally calming down. A lovely Amish pasture. Got some horses grazing over there. Some dairy cattle over here. I'm going to enjoy this comfortable evening because it's not going to be comfortable for the next week. We're going to have low to mid 90s as highs every day. It's going to be brutal. I think we're going to park them right here. $56 cases today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of mediums. Kind of medium large. They look pretty good. They look really good, actually. And 1 stack of smalls and 2 stacks of jumbos. I bet these will bring top dollar. Those are gorgeous. All right, we got 2 more items of business here yet before we take off. I have a pallet of empty strawberry flats here I'm going to drop off. I don't need them, so I'm going to let them reuse them. I am completely out of tomato boxes back at the farm, and we're gonna have a decent pick tomorrow, so I need tomato boxes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up about 50 or 75 boxes while I'm here and take them home with me. Aha! This is where they store all their boxes. 12-pint flats, waxed bushel boxes. That might be the tomato boxes right there. Boy, they got everything back here. Half bushel wax boxes. Here's the tomato boxes right here. Looks like they got a full skid there. 1 7/8 bushel boxes for cabbage. Your standard 1 1/9 wax boxes. This is a unique box. Unwaxed 1 1/2 peck. Probably work good for cucumber, zucchini, or yellow squash. All right, 75 boxes. That should get me through tomorrow, no problem. I'm not sure what this section's all about. It's like discount household goods or something. I've never seen it in the past. Huh. Looks like they got a nice selection of chairs here for all the old timers who want to sit back and watch the auction happen. And there is not anything in here yet, really, except for a couple odds and ends from some small growers with gardens, it looks like. Got some zucchini there. Some green onions and berries with fruit flies on them. Some nice looking eggs. So these tags will be put on my boxes. If I was arriving tomorrow morning, right before the auction, I would go get tags, fill them out, and put them on here myself. But they have an order buyer who I just text and let him know what I brought up and the sizes, and he will put the labels or tags on them for me tomorrow morning. And I also let him know that I'm picking up 75 boxes, so he knows to add that to the bill. It's really nice to have a relationship with the Amish that run this auction and their order buyer. It makes it really simple for me. And to keep this pallet jack from rolling around and smacking up against the wall of my truck, got this rubber chalk block here. That'll keep it secure. I noticed my employees forgot to put labels on a couple of these boxes. I got 2 here. So when I saw that back at the farm, I decided to bring some labels with me. I'll take care of that problem. There we go. Product of Wishwell Farms. To make it easy for them to label, I went ahead and put a sticky note on each stack to let them know what size they are. All right, my work for today is finished. I'm ready to head back home to relax. Bright and early tomorrow morning, sometime between 5:30 and 6:30 a.m., I have a semi arriving with my southern produce delivery. I will attempt to film that for you. I haven't showed you that process this year. He comes on Mondays and Fridays. We'll get him unloaded, and then it's going to be a full morning of harvesting greenhouse tomatoes, packing tomatoes, and packing our 4-box trucks and mobile produce trailer for Saturday farmers markets. Good morning. It is 5 a.m. and my truck just arrived. Let's go get them unloaded. Got a watermelon and a cantaloupe here. I'll show you everything we got here in just a minute. First, I gotta go give the driver the check from the previous delivery. All right, there he goes off to his next delivery. He about had an empty truck on one of his last stops today. The driver gets out early. So he leaves Akron, Ohio at like 12:30 or 1 a.m. And the first delivery of the year, he got to my farm at like 4 in the morning. And I called the owner and said, hey, is there any way you can get me a little bit later on the route, closer to 5:36? And they did, and it works out a lot better. I don't really want to get up at 3 or 4 a.m. if I don't have to. All right, let's take a look at this delivery and see what we got. There's the invoice. It's a pretty small delivery today. Schaefer Produce out of Akron, Ohio. Yeah, a very small order today. Just enough to get me through today and tomorrow on the trailer. I had a few things left over from the previous delivery, so that's why this one's a little bit on the smaller side. Plus, things have been down just a little bit compared to last year. This time of year, normally our order is about double that. So we got mostly corn on this pallet, 5 boxes of cucumbers, box of bell peppers, zucchini, potatoes, yellow squash, 1 bin of cantaloupe, 1 bin of watermelon. And like I said, this is all for our mobile market produce trailer that we set up at our satellite location. I can't take any of these items to any of our farmers markets, and I wouldn't want to. We can only sell Ohio produce at all of our farmers markets, and 2 of them we can only sell what I grow. So they're grower only markets. So this is just to supplement what we grow on the trailer, because that is not a farmer's market. That is a parking lot that I lease, and I can sell whatever I want on there. So we're putting local Ohio strawberries on there right now, and of course our tomatoes, and then to just fill out the rest of the trailer to make it look more full and have more items for the customers to choose from. That's why we supplement it with southern produce while we're waiting for our own to ripen. If it was later in the summer, like mid to late July, I would probably go ahead and pack up that trailer and just get it done. And that way I would be more free to help pick sweet corn here in a couple hours when everyone else showed up for work. But this time of year, we don't have really any field work going on. We're waiting for everything to ripen and mature. So basically just working in our greenhouses, picking and packing tomatoes. So I'm gonna stick all this back in the cooler. I am gonna leave the watermelon and cantaloupe out though, because I don't have any extras in the cooler, and these are gonna go right on the trailer. But these items, I wanna keep them all nice and cold. And I'll probably come back out around 7:30. I don't know if I can go back to bed now that I've been woken up and it's like 5:45. So probably go inside, have a coffee, do a little editing, and I'll be back out here at 7:30 to get this trailer loaded up. Got some nice looking strawberries in here. We're getting near the end of the strawberry season. And a partial skid full of peaches, Georgia peaches. All right, I'm heading in to enjoy my coffee and breakfast, and I'll be back out to pack that trailer and get it ready to go. We're gonna need these tomato boxes today. I think we got less than 20 over there. Hopefully we don't quite need them all, because that's a lot of folding, but we'll probably use the majority of them today. And if you're wondering why I didn't get more for like next Monday's pick, is because Saturday afternoon after farmers markets and this trailer returns, we'll be adding probably over 150 boxes to the shelf over there that will allow us to pack for next Monday and Wednesday. So usually I don't have to keep buying new boxes for tomatoes, because as we sell them, we put them back over there for repacking, and it just constantly rotates. But since I've sold 80 plus 56, what was that, 136 boxes to the Amish, I'm down 136 boxes. I'm just gonna put them right here on the round table for now, and we'll fold them later. We were completely sold out of cantaloupes yesterday, so we got these just in the nick of time. I usually start with like 30 to 35 seedless watermelons and at least 50 cantaloupe. Tomorrow I'll probably put 60 on there. Oh no, I can't do that. This is only a 90 count bin. Maybe I should have got 2 bins. So that's only 45 for each day. So maybe I'll just put 45 on each day, or maybe just 40 today and save 50 for tomorrow. Yeah, I forgot this was a 90 count bin. That is not enough for 2 days. Too late now, we'll have to make it work. I think today we're gonna give them 7 crates of corn. And that will leave me with 9 crates of corn for tomorrow. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you can't ask for better weather today and tomorrow, but it's steadily rising in temperature, and I'm guessing humidity is gonna come along with that. By Sunday, I think the highs are gonna be in the low 90s, Monday and Tuesday, mid 90s. So it's gonna be pretty brutal around here, but that will help all the field crops ripen up faster. So there's her 4 crates of starter corn that will go on our corn display shelf. And then I'll give her 3 more to put under the shelf for later on throughout the day. Now, if it was our own corn, we'd be putting about 16 to 20 tubs on here, you know, with 4 to 5 dozen per tub. And we would start with 6, and all around underneath the trailer shelves would be the rest of the corn, and probably 6 in the back of the truck. It fills up everything pretty full when we start putting our own corn on here. Just about have the mobile produce trailer finished. Just gotta load these items here and then throw on about a half dozen flats of strawberries. Baby red potatoes. Bushel of green beans that I still have to dump in there. Bell peppers. Zucchini, yellow squash, and finally cucumbers. And 1 extra box of cucumbers to go under the shelf. Finally, some nice green beans. For the first time this year, these look fantastic. These were definitely picked in the last few days. Beautiful. All right, trailer is finished and ready to roll. Everything looks really good. Got a flat of grape tomatoes on here today, and underneath the shelf down there, we got our 6 flats of strawberries, 20 boxes of tomatoes. There's our starter flats of strawberries. Oh, and a box of green tomatoes. They love their green tomatoes in Marysville. And then I wrapped up 2 flats of strawberries so they stay colder for later in the day. All right, I'm gonna get this trailer closed up, pulled out of the barn over here to a shady spot, and then back up the 4 box trucks so I can start loading tomatoes for farmers markets. As soon as I finish loading tomatoes onto this truck, they will all be done and it'll be lunchtime. Well, all the tomatoes have been harvested, packed, and put into the tomato cooler. All the greenhouse tomato plants have been maintained, and I have finished packing all the box trucks with grape tomatoes and red round tomatoes. I've went through all the totes of market goodies to make sure all the employees have what they need to run a successful farmers market tomorrow. So I'm just sitting down taking a little break, and I was thinking about something. I got a comment yesterday from somebody wondering, how is it worth it sending a basically empty truck to a farmer's market? And I got to thinking about that a little bit, and they have a point, because there's not a lot in here. Grape tomatoes, red round tomatoes, syrup. Tomorrow morning I'll be putting on garlic scapes salsa. We have relish on here. I still have some basil plants left over to put on here. So it's a lot of little items, but it definitely doesn't fill the truck up. That will be a different story here in about 3 or 4 weeks. We'll be having sweet corn, green beans, zucchini, cucumbers, yellow squash, peppers, eggplant, probably a few other items that I'm not thinking about. So, oh, melons after that. So these trucks will be packed full, top to bottom, side to side, front to back. And sometimes I don't even have enough room to get everything on here. But you know, this time of year, there's just not a lot of items to put on here. But the main reason I do it is because it starts generating cash flow for the farm. I can continue making a living. I can pay my employees, operate the farm. And yeah, it's kind of a habit. You know, we started in early May back in the day, and now we push it all the way back to late May and kick off our season around Memorial Weekend. So back in the day, we not only had everything I just mentioned, we also grew strawberries for 20 years. And we had asparagus for probably 15 years. So those 2 items really added to the market mix and really generated a lot more revenue for us. But since we don't grow those items anymore, sometimes I have considered maybe not going to June farmers markets. And now with the downward trend in sales, I'm really rethinking whether it's worth it for next year. So I may be scaling back even more next year, or at least pushing our tomato harvest off, start my tomatoes later, and make our harvest not begin until later in June. So that way July is going to be our new kickoff, or a starting date for farmers market season. That might not be the best route for our farm, cutting back on farmers markets all through June and starting our season in July, but we'll see. I kind of enjoy thinking about the next season and tweaking things, streamlining things, making things more efficient that suits our farm better. You know, what works for me might not work for someone else's farm, and what other farmers are doing doesn't necessarily work for me. So I got to do what's best for our operation, and scaling back might be the best thing for next year. Well, folks, I think this is where we're going to wrap up this video today. Tomorrow morning in the next video, it's farmers market day, and I will be attending our satellite market, our mobile market trailer in Marysville, training a new employee and making some sales with her for several hours. So stay tuned for that video. As always, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all again next time down on the farm.